Most people think banking is about money, but what I do for business owners is fulfill desires. My name is Eileen Vazquez Thornton, and I am a business relationship manager at KeyBank, offering you desire-based banking. Yes, you heard me right, desire-based. Because in order for you to have me as your advocate, you must have a burning need. Otherwise, my solution will not justify the change. Let me tell you a story about a client. We'll call him Brian for now. We were introduced via a conference call. Brian was enthusiastic and I listened intently. He was an accomplished athlete, where his success followed him with a long list of clients. He shared his dream with me. He wanted his own branded facility, a methodology where he improved the game. His voice inflections let me know what his inner feelings were. While he told his business story, he was enthusiastic, animated, strong voice. But when he started to talk about the financing, he got tense and defensive. He was fatigued in telling this story. He had received so many no's prior to our meeting. But I took a look at his plan and it had good bones. What we needed to do was convert it into like banking language, sources and uses. Like, what is that? What did he need in relationship to the total project cost? All the costs associated with this project are his uses. Okay, got it. The sources of the project have a variety of ways that they could come in. His own money, owner equity, investor capital, which are notes. And then we know this little sweet program from the government lending. It's called the Small Business Administration. We had a map. And in that map, we could justify his 10% owner equity. In the end, Brian's ask for financing was greater than what he originally thought. But I looked him in the eye and I said, Brian, we've got this. Let's look at the projections and assumptions. Realistically seeing how many clients does it take in order for you to start paying the loan back? Brian's smiles and yes ma'ams let me know that we were on the same page. I assured Brian, I know how to get this done. And I work for KeyBank. KeyBank, it has our back. We're a top 10 SBA lender nationwide. We process volume. Why do you care that we process volume? Because that means we have muscle memory and we could get this through the process. But the shoulder tension in Brian, it still remained. I knew my work was not done until I got him this money. Then COVID hit. This project should have closed in May, but it didn't close until August. And the SBA funds in question were being rerouted for PPP funding. But I held space for Brian. I'm like, Brian, we continue to close it. We learned how to do a remote closing. Prior to COVID, we didn't have closings remotely. But now everybody is on a webcam, everybody prints paper, and you sit there with your pile of paper and you start signing. As Brian got to the last page, his attorney told him, hey, Brian, you're done. You got this money. Brian took a look at the screen, a deep breath, and that's when I saw it. His shoulders finally relaxed. He looked at the screen and he said, you guys at KeyBank, you've been terrific. Eileen, I couldn't have done this without you. Just this week, I connected with Brian. His grand opening is in March. So I invited him to my professional networking group so he could get the word out. If this story resonates with you, if you have a burning desire to launch a business, message me on LinkedIn, Eileen Vazquez Thornton. Let's see how I can also fulfill your desires.